name is Lori Christopherson, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer in June of 2017. And the day of my diagnosis, I went into shock. It was very surreal. And I didn't know how to even get up the next day. The next day after my diagnosis, my brother had called me after he found out and told me about a friend of his named Judy, whose father was a doctor, which is Dr. Rogers. And my brother said, you need to give Dr. Rogers a call. And 2 days after my diagnosis, Dr. Rogers gave me a call and introduced himself and explained a little bit about Baja Health and Wellness Center. And at that time, I listened to what he had to say. He sounded like a very caring, loving, compassionate doctor. And after I hung up the phone, I was not in any place to make a decision of what I was going to do because I was still just in shock. That was, again, 2 days after my diagnosis. Also, during that same time frame, people were talking to me about health and nutrition. And so about 3 days after my diagnosis, I began another journey, which was changing my whole entire eating. I went completely vegan and doing a lot of raw eating and juicing. Which was all brand new to me. But whatever I was going to do in my life was to choose life. And I took about a 3-month journey of trying to figure out what I was going to do. Again, it just didn't seem real. It just didn't seem real, but it was real, the diagnosis. And I knew from the very beginning that, in fact, one thought that I had in my head was, I don't want to lose my hair. And I don't want to lose my breast. And those two thoughts stuck with me day after day. And I didn't know, again, what I was going to do or how I was going, what path I was going to choose to heal. But those two things never stopped entering in my mind. And I knew immediately that I was not ever going to choose chemotherapy. I was never going to choose radiation. There had to be something else out there. So in the 3-month or so journey, my phone call with Dr. Rogers, he said, get your tests done in the States so that the insurance company can pay for things. So I kind of followed those steps as far as what he had suggested. Meanwhile, still not knowing exactly what I was going to choose going forward. And all of a sudden it just became very, very clear that it was time to choose something. And so I chose to embark on a journey of the unknown and come here to the center and begin my journey for life and healing. So I and a big component of making a decision to come here actually had to do with the fact that a healthy lifestyle was already built into this program, and I had already started a healthy lifestyle and had already adapted myself to a vegan lifestyle simply by choice of wanting to choose life and eating healthy. So, and one of the huge components of this program is a healthy lifestyle. So it made sense to me that must have a component for my healing and choosing life. And so I wanted to add that in because I think that's a huge element here. So in coming here, I was greeted by the most warm people. Dr. Rogers is just a very caring, loving, compassionate person who believes in what he does. His wife is just beyond the most caring, loving, warm person as well. They're quite a team together. And I have felt nothing but loved and welcomed and allowed to be me, allowed to maybe be afraid or cry at times when I needed to as I started embarking on new things. But going back to arriving here, the meals that I began to experience here, the food was prepared in a way that was amazing, very tasty, very delicious. All the meals that we've had here are delicious. And they complemented what I was already doing with my taste buds. They had already adjusted. And let's see. I found that what was required of the program here just resonated in my spirit. It just seemed to all make sense. It seemed to fit. I didn't fight it. It just flowed with what seemed right. And early on, as Dr. Rogers began to make changes in my body, and through breast injections, my tumor began to soften quickly and began to change. And I sit here today with a completely transformed breast, where when I came it was a rock hard solid ball, almost consumed by so much tumor mass, and in less than a month it is now hanging more properly, and it's just looking more normal. It's absolutely amazing. And I'm so thankful to, again, the love and the patience, learning new things, learning to give myself injections, which was a huge fear, beyond anything I had ever imagined. So he's taken the time to allow me to go at my own pace and be able to adapt myself to things that I never thought I would even incorporate into my life ever. And so for that, I am forever grateful. I'm getting ready to go home now, and what a amazing experience. When the Bible talks about life and wholeness, I'm going to leave here and continue my journey to life and wholeness, but the love and just the warmth and the love that I've experienced here has been forever life-changing. And I have had the most amazing nurses, full-time nurse, evening nurses, the cook, the juicing, everything, every person here that works here at the center works with excellence, with love, with caring, compassion. Part of the healing journey in life, I think, is learning to receive love. And if we can learn how to receive love, we can truly heal. And that's what the people here, that's how they operate, that's how they live. They're here to love and to serve you. And that has been just a life-changing experience that just forever changed.
You have the right to make your own choices about your health.